Next up, we have OCReMix Lavender Town Solkrieg's Dream Eater Dubstep Remix by Solkrieg, featured in Geometry Dash is my understanding. Once again, everybody, this is a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician and composer, and my objective here is to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what is happening here musically. So if you like the sound of that, make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever term you want to use, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, become a member. Members get early access to the videos. More details on that at the end of the video. I have the whole spiel moved on to the end of the video now. Disclaimers showing on your screen right now, so go ahead and pause the video if you want to read them. Otherwise, let's go ahead and get started. Lavender Town, let's go. Wind up. Okay, so of course, this is the Lavender Town theme from Pokemon. I don't remember which exactly Pokemon it is, but it is the Lavender Town. And we have two main elements going on. We have, first, the accompaniment, which is a music box, in this case, playing an arpeggiated chord. So in this case, arpeggiation or arpeggios is when you play a chord one note at a time. So if I bring my keyboard, and by the way, I fully expect you, every single one of you here, to roast me for this. I've had this all along. It's even animated. You can even see the keys I'm pressing. I've had this all along. It's been well over 400 LFAs. The keyboard was right under my monitor. It's been in front of me this whole time. This software has been in my computer this whole time. I just forgot to turn it on. All I had to do was like switch a setting from one speaker to another, and I have everything else set up. I fully expect your roasts for this. This is just to show how bad my memory is. Like this setup has been like this for a while. So there you go. Anyway, so arpeggios is when you play a chord. So this is a block chord. Right now I'm just gonna play a C major. And then if you arpeggiate it, you're just playing the chord one note at a time. It's a very nice way of extending your chords, giving your chords rhythm, while at the same time giving them some sort of a melodic aspect to that. And then, of course, on top of the arpeggios, we have our initial motif with the girls singing. Motif being the smallest version of your musical idea, the seed, the essence from which everything else comes from. And yeah, so it is orchestral. They just using a giant wooden hammer, and it kept making the musicians work. Oh yeah, that would probably be the Mahler hammer. The Mahler hammer. This is an instrument that is actually a real. It's by Mahler. Yeah. Yeah, it's a really loud instrument, and it's real. The Mahler hammer. Yeah, that just goes to show how much orchestras respect this. Like Tchaikovsky used literal cannons. Like he brought in artillery cannons and he had them fire blanks for one of his overtures. So yeah. Yeah, there you go. The Hammer of Justice. Yes, so never underestimate how insane orchestral music can really be. Because, oh boy, does it get crazy. Oh, okay, after the video, I'm going to have to sort this out. All right, so just noticed that I'm missing a couple of things here. I'm going to have to fix my headphones, but that's afterwards. Let's see where this goes. Is it good singing? Oh yeah, and something that the motif does is that it engages in octave displacement with separate endings. So, the octave displacement is only done at the very end of the motif to give it some variation. So the concept of octave displacement is when you take your scale that you have and you displays which octave things happen. So first, we have to establish what is a scale. A scale, in Western music, we use what is called the chromatic scale as a measure for everything. That is all of the white and black keys in the keyboard, all frets of the guitar. It's all this stuff where A is tuned to 440 hertz. It's 12 tones total, and out of these 12 tones, you pick 7, and you get your scale. So for the sake of this explanation, I am going to be using the C major scale. And we're just gonna, instead of giving you the notes, I'm gonna give you numbers, right? Serpent, welcome today. How you doing? So, out of the chromatic scale, you pick 7 notes, in which case you get your scale. And in this case, we're just gonna treat this with numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then when you reach the, you loop back to the first note, which you then call the octave. And this just repeats over and over and over and over. 1, 2, 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1. And it just keeps repeating over and over and over and over and over until you run out of range. This goes upwards and downwards. Farnud, welcome today. How you doing? So, yes, we have that going on here, and the concept of octave displacement is the idea of taking a melody and changing which octave part of it happens. So let's say we have the melody. I always give this one, right? So we have notes 1 to 2 to 3. 1, 2, 3. Let me bring the keyboard back up. So we have 1, 2, 3, right? 1, 2, 3. This is our simple melody. If we were to engage in octave displacement, we could say, okay, let's go instead 1 to 2. Let me just get the 2. 1 to 2 to 3. So, first time around, we said, okay, we're gonna play this from the original. 1, 2, 3. This time, no. However, the downward, we have, okay, we're gonna play the high 1, we're gonna play the low 2, and then we're gonna play the middle 3. We are still playing 1, 2, and 3. We have just displaced the octaves. We are still playing technically, but now we are moving the octaves. We moved this one up here. We moved this one down here. And we kept this one in place. So this is the exaggerated version of octave displacement. An easier use of octave displacement is to just change the ending you are doing. So let's say we are doing 1, 2, 3, 5. You know what? Let's make it prettier. 1, 2, 3, 6, 5. There we go. So we have 1, 2, 3, 5, and 6. And now what we're going to do for the octave displacement is we're going to keep 1, 2, and 3 exactly the same way. So we're going to still play 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to displace the octave and play 5 and 6. 6 and 5, sorry, it's 6 and 5. So 1, 2, 3, 6, 5 down here. So the original. And now with the variation. So it gives you this really cool sense of development, and it displaces the octaves. It gives you a very, very nice variation, and it allows you to reuse your motif almost one-to-one, with the exception of just changing the tail end. And you can really just mess around with this. You can really mess around with this and completely go completely bonkers with octave displacement. If you want to hear a piece that is really, really good with octave displacement, listen to the entirety of Goat by Polyphia. Goat by Polyphia is a brilliant track. The first synth that you hear is the original melody, and then when the guitars come in, you have the melody in extreme ranges of octave displacement. So, no, I would not put it. I would just judge you, but that's different. So yes, we're having octave displacement. Polyphia really, really good at it, and yeah, that's what we are doing with the motif over here. Let's continue. Oh, okay, we're also bringing in some strings. We're bringing some violin samples to hold the chords that the music box is arpeggiating, which is a very effective method of adding more depth to your stuff. So if we have, let's say we're arpeggiating C major. It's one thing if it's just arpeggiated, and another one if we are actually bringing in the other chords. And then we can switch chords. So yeah, you can really, I was messing around there. So you can really make the accompaniment. What effectively we're doing with the accompaniment right now is that we're having the music box playing an arpeggiated version of the chords while the violins are playing the block chords version of it. A good way of developing. Let's see where it goes. Linkasik, welcome today. The bot is not working today. Check the pinned message, please. Okay, so we bring in a drum kit. It sounds to be partially analog, partially digital. The snare seems to be digital, but the kick, the bass drum, and the cymbal seems to be analog. Really cool combination, and we are now having the accompaniment being played. We're now having the violins and the music box playing without the melody. This is a really good way of reintroducing, reusing the material. And I have to mention it because this just completely changed the feeling of the song. If you want to hear another example of a piece that just completely goes like this, that where the drums, the accompaniment just changes everything. Listen to the intro of The Mirror by Dream Theater. Mirror by Dream Theater, first minute is the guitar doing the exact same thing, which is called an ostinato, by the way. Ostinato. John, 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 John. 1 full minute of that. In the meantime, the drums, the bass, the synth, they're changing around it, making a very cool. There are moments when it's genuinely difficult to tell that the guitar is still doing the same thing. That's how much the other accompaniment can really change the feeling of this. So Mozart Death House. Why would Mozart move into a place where it was his death house? Because, yes. I wouldn't move to the place called the Potato Death House. Yes, Mozart died at the Mozart Death House because it was determined afterwards, you know? Because we don't know where his body is. He was buried in a common grave. He was buried in... I need to fix this headphone right now. He was buried in a common grave. That's one of the tragedies about Mozart, that he died with so much debt that, yeah, we don't know where he's buried. We just don't know. All right, there we go. All right, so with that, let's continue. Yeah, the little pad was bothering me, so I changed it. So let's see where this goes. Ooh. And we introduced the bass as well. There was another synth higher up with a melody there for a moment. Ooh, we're bringing another synth. Sound like a piano? Arpeggios? Oh, that was nice. That was nice. Okay, off the ramp we went. Off the ramp being a colloquial term that I use, colloquial, of course, meaning that there's no official academic definition for this, or at least I'm not using it for the purposes of simplicity. And off the ramp is what I call a particular type of transition that makes your listeners feel suspended up in the air at the mercy of inertia, waiting to see where you land, kind of like going off a ramp. How do you do this? Remove the drums. Maybe the bass as well. I'm just changing this for the other one as well. And we did that. This can be as short as a couple of beats. It can be as long as an entire section. And right now we have very much done it for the purposes of dropping the beat. Let me go back a couple of seconds so we can hear it again. We have a note. Hold it there. Oh, brief moment of silence. Very nice. I really like this. Okay, so we've gone now to... Why is this? There we go. So now we are going to the drop. And interestingly enough, we have several layers going on over here. We're having, of course, the drums giving us a very cool drum set. I don't know, Lugs. I actually don't know. And yes, we're having the drums. Then we are having the synth that is doing the drop. Yes, so we're having one of the synths giving us, I think with the bass, with the synths in the back, giving us an elongated version of the original arpeggios. So, elongation in music is when you take something and you make it slower. Let's bring back our keyboard and let's bring the example C major scale. Let's say we have this motif, right? Simple, straightforward, very nice. And when you elongate it, you're just making the notes slower. And you can really go at this. So in this case, we were doing an arpeggio, you know, and we were just elongating the arpeggio. And while we had the one of the arpeggios being elongated, we had another one being reduced. With reduction. With reduction being the complete opposite. So if this is our regular version, that would be a reduction. And yeah, that is basically what we're doing. I guess for making music explode the public domain. Do not speak ill of Mozart, only of his personality. So yes, we are having both an elongated version and a reduced version. Sounds like it. Reduced version with octave displacement. We're just going up and down the octaves while doing this. Let's see where it goes, because it's really good. And the main motif, I knew there was something about this. So the background, no, so we're having the arpeggio being, so I was wrong about the elongation. The elongation wasn't the arpeggio, the elongation was the motif. The elongation was the motif with some octave displacement, while the arpeggio is in a reduced manner, higher up. And I think it's inverted. So inversion being another way that you can develop music. Inversion being when you take a musical shape and you flip it upside down. So we bring it back to our very trustworthy C major. Now we bring it upside down, which would be inversion. It can either go back here or it could be going downwards. Either way. So, yeah, we're having this going on with inversion. Let's see where this goes. It's really cool. Ooh. Skill issue. Yep. Partial recapitulation. That's created with the chords I created for the song plus the main melody, so it follows very easily through this track. Yeah, and we had a brief moment over there of the motif being recapitulated. So, recapitulation is when you bring back material as it was at the beginning. And it's so nice to be able to have the actual composers here to give in their 2 cents. There was one artist that approached me, Isaac, who gave me an idea. I would need to figure out this, but if you are in favor of me doing a show in which I bring in one of the artists as an interview style episode, and we go through one of the artist's songs, doing a quasi LFA and interview at the same time. Is that something y'all would be interested? Let me know in the chat and the comments and all that stuff, because yeah, it would take a lot of planning from my end, but I used to do radio, so that would be a very, very cool thing to just bring in the artist's favorite song and just go through it in an episode. Yeah, Isaac gave me the idea, and let's see if I can make it work. So, let's continue. So now we're doing the same thing we did during the first drop, and now we bring in the bass with the whoop whoop of dubstep. So get Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart on the horn. I would not want that. I absolutely would not want that. I would not want to have a conversation with Mozart. I idolize Mozart, which is why I would not want to have a conversation with him. Never meet your heroes. Let's see where this goes. The drums are a little bit more active this time around. Oh, it's really cool. And now we bring in this other synth giving us block chords versions, enabling us and bringing us into a very cool call and response section of this. So call and response is a musical conversation. That means part 1 starts, when part 1 ends, part 2 starts, part 2 ends, part 1 starts again, back and forth, call, response. And in this case, we are having a call and response between the chord and the whoop whoop bass. And yeah, no, it's super cool to do call and response because you can do like imitation or you can do contrasting stuff. It's really, really cool. And yeah, I don't even need to bring an example because we have one right here. So you hear chat, Isaac Wolf, just who I was talking about. Yes, Isaac here. Huge shout out to Isaac for giving me the idea. I was just floating the idea around chat. Welcome to Layman, how you doing? Of doing one of those interview style, like full on. Would that be a podcast? Would that be a podcast? Because I was just floating the idea that you gave me earlier of bringing in an artist and doing like interview style, going through a song, part LFA, part podcast, going in, like getting into the mind of the composer with the composer present, with one of the songs present for the particular topic. I think that would be. It sounds like a fun. It sounds like it could be a lot of fun. And Ali, welcome today. How you doing? So, me and check since I'm a yapper. Brother, you're speaking to me. You're talking to me. I have a post doctorate in yapping. So I do so much yapping. I have to keep this is like what, 3.5 liters of water plus the bottle that I already have from helping me from keeping my mouth too dry. So. So yes, we're just floating the idea around right now while we're doing. What if you do that with Tears of the Dam? That. If Solkrieg is down for that, that could be our pilot episode. To just test things out with everything, because I would need to be able to make the guest hear the song as well. So. Restraint risky most of the time. Well, yeah, that sounds very Lemmy. Going to the streams after getting a membership. You prefer Twitch, but membership, watch the early stuff. There you go. So, good. Yeah, and that's what I love about multicasting. The choice is yours on which platform you prefer. I just gave you the option. Anyway, let's see where this goes. And we have the girl singing the original motif. No, Solkrieg, now that you're here, was the original motif sung? Like, did you get somebody to sing it, or is it an audio sample? Because it doesn't sound like an audio sample. It sounds like you managed to get somebody to sing this. But I could be wrong. So... It's a Utah? Oh, so it's a machine! It's a machine! Oh, wow! Nice. Okay, so... Fooled me. Let's see where this goes. Is that really good in this? Solkrieg is amazing, yeah. Oh. We bring in a second octave for the synths that are doing the call and response while we are having those arpeggios and lots of chopping and post-processing involved. It really sounds like it, because it sounds very realistic. Like, for a second I thought you went to like your niece or something and was like, hey, can you sing me this or something like that. So yeah, this is really good. This is really good. Let's see where it goes. So every repetition we're adding something. I like it. So yeah, we're engaging octave displacement. We bring things down. We bring back the one of the earlier versions, the one with just the, well, not just the, because now we have the drum and bass giving us a stronger bass than before. We have the toy box giving us the music box, sorry, giving us that chimey arpeggio. And the violins, the string section, giving us those chords. This is very nice. Different brand. Did I make it? The guy who did. Oh, nice. Let's see where this goes. Yeah, I really like the art here as well. Yeah. Oh, and we have the violins also doing the melody. They're also doing the motif. Now we're having the violins doing the arpeggiation. So yes, we are doing what we were doing in the previous drops. We've just engaged in instrumentation or orchestration. So, instrumentation / orchestration is the art of picking different instruments to do what you want, to carry the melody, to carry the chords, and usually this is done for texture, or for the right psychological response. In this case, of course, we had this, because I'm thinking, for Lavender Town, that's like a spooky town, but it's not something that you would really want to use an organ for. Because organ is like more grandiose type of horror. I would have put, as an addition here, for the motif. Ooh, that would have been really cool. A theremin to double the little girl, the Utao, I already forgot what the name of the thing is, the legally distinct, not Vocaloid, a theremin to double it. Flutes go well, or got a violin is so badly placed and not properly cued in there. That's okay, it happens, right? So yes, doubling is when you have more than one instrument doing the same thing at the same time, and yes, you would be doing a musical doubling for the little girl voice with a theremin singing the thing, or to go even further, I don't think automatones were not a thing 11 years ago, so I wouldn't be able to, that would not be a possibility, but yeah. Yes, and yes, Ali, he is. So yeah, let's see where this goes. Off the ramp again, with a slower beat, straight to a build-up. Nice. And alright, and we engage in a little bit of rhythmic displacement. Rhythmic displacement being one of the most useful double-edged swords that exist. This was a brief moment of off the ramp, but most importantly, it was rhythmic displacement. Now, rhythmic displacement is when you move things forwards or backwards, and it can very, very much be used for silence. Silence being one of the most devastatingly powerful tools that a musician can have. It's a very, very sharp, double-edged sword. It's very easy to mess yourself up with silence, but basically, what Solkrieg has done here is, when you're making music, you're doing one of two things. You're building tension or you're resolving that tension. The point in between we call a cadence. And now, with electronic music, it's pretty simple, pretty straightforward when it comes to it, which just means you make the build-up, that is your cadence, that builds towards your cadence. When you resolve it is when you drop the beat. So what we've done here is that we've done the build-up and we've just pushed the resolution ever so slightly, which gives you a little bit of extra phantom tension that just makes your resolution a lot more pronounced. So yes, and it makes your stuff heavier because silence can often be louder than whatever happens, which is a very, very tricky thing to do. It's a very, very tricky thing to get right, but it can become louder than anything else you could have put in there, and I like it. Like, I'm thinking what other instruments could have gone well with this part, and I think a theremin would have been really, really good. Let's see where it goes. Yes. Ponchichilo, welcome back. Oh, that nice whoop whoop. So we're bringing this now. We're in the climax. We are in the climax of the piece. Of course, your climax is going to want you're going to want to introduce or reintroduce or recapitulate or reuse as much of the material as you can, because it's your big bombastic moment. And you want to bring as much as you can, which is exactly what is happening over here. We are using as much of the material as we have been. Really nice. All right, Pulito, I think we're hanging out. Have a good one. And Yams, welcome today. How you doing? Let's see. And we have a partial inversion, I think, with one of the synths doing the arpeggio. And... no, I think it's a retrograde. I think it might be a retrograde. So, retrograde being another technique that you can use. Retrograde, which is when you play not upside down, but backwards. When you have a melodic question, or a melodic idea, and you have and you play it backwards instead of upside down. So let's say, what's up, Valid? So let's say, let's bring in our very, very trustworthy piano over here, and we have, let's see we have that motif going on. If we do the retrograde, it would be backwards. Then it would be that. Whereas an inversion would be something more like this, because it would be going upside down. And if we do the retrograde inversion, something like that. There are so many ways you can do this. There are so many ways you can do this. But yes, we have this big climax going on. Let's see where this goes. We have the fast arpeggios going, we have the slow arpeggios going, we have the whoop whoop going. Oh, really cool. Off the ramp we go, and it seems like we're entering outro territory. We bring back the music box. Just the music box doing the arpeggio. There's a heartbeat in the background as well. Oh, look! And we now engage in a slowing down. I can't believe I get to use this term. I can't believe we get to use this term. Solkrieg has engaged here in a retardandi. We have engaged in a retardandi. Oh, you just yeah, this is the term. I think this is the term. Yes, I think it's retardandi when you just slow things down. Yeah, retardandi is to just slow things down. Was it retardandi for? I think it was Yeah, retardando. Retardandi would be the plural, so retardando. Yeah, there you go. Italian musical term where it instructs a performer to gradually slow down. Yeah, there you go. So it's retardando. Yeah, I thought, yeah, retardandi. When you do multiple, it's retardandi. Yeah, there you go. So, so yeah, it's this whole thing of the wind-up music box is running out of juice, and there you go. There you go, and we are left with the background sound, like the wind. We had that little heartbeat that stopped, and there you go. All right, let me finish the video. I'm gonna say the things, right? So there you have it. That was OCReMix, Lavender Town, Solkrieg's Dream Eater dubstep remix by Solkrieg, featured in Geometry Dash, is my understanding. Once again, everybody, this has been a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician and composer, and my objective here has been to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what's happened here musically. So if you're watching this on the YouTube video archive thing, thank you for watching. Make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever term you want to use. Like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, become a member, all that good stuff. Once again, everybody, if we somehow hit 10,000 subscribers on YouTube before Christmas of 2020, 2025, I will take a single fan fiction of the choice of the community, and I will fully produce, record, and voice act an audiobook for it. We also have a member who offered to do a Discord Nitro giveaway, and if you have anything else you would like to offer, or if you have any ideas for me, let me know in the comments, and we'll make it. We'll see what we can do. This has to be achieved through legitimate and honest means only. No account duping, no alt accounts, no buying followers, no botting, no rat behaviors like that. Go share the videos, the streams with your friends, with your families friends, with your friends' families. Those are two distinct concepts, by the way. Go use the hype function on YouTube. I don't know how it works, but we have a group on the Discord that does, so go check it out. Link down below for the Discord. Go coordinate with them. And artists. Well, Solkrieg, as you can see over here, we already did a collab with him. If you ever want another one, let me know. And artists in general, if you want guitars by me, or Mongolian throat singing, you know, the good old kind of stuff, or voice acting or singing from me, just let me know, reach out, and if you know an artist that you think would benefit from it, let them know. Do not harass anyone, do not spam anyone, please do not be a rat like that. Members get early access on for the YouTube stuff, so I schedule the videos for the week on Saturdays, usually sometimes Sundays if I have to work on Saturdays, something like that, but usually on Saturdays. And if you're a paid member on YouTube, regardless of your tier, you get access to the videos when I schedule them, at least for the LFA. So become a member today. If you want to listen to this without me interrupting every 3.5 seconds, I will be linking it in the description down below. If you want to request a song and you're not on the live stream, check the pinned comment, it has the instructions. And if you want to catch the streams when they happen live, we aim for Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Central European Time. If you're not in Europe, do not worry, we have the full up-to-date streaming schedule showing in your local time zone in both Discord and Twitch, link down below. So if you live in the Eagle's Nest in Idaho and you're like, yeah, but what time is 6 p.m. in Hungary? I don't live there. Don't worry, just go to the Discord or the Twitch. They are both showing in your local time zone. And follow the gaming channel, because I have a gaming channel. I'm on YouTube. What else could I possibly have? Games are Basterd. That's where we put the gaming after show recordings when they happen. We stream them live on the main channel, and then the recordings go on the gaming channel. Link down below, or just search on YouTube, same username as James R. Basterd. Just swap the J for a G, and you got it. And yeah. There you go. Lavender Town, Solkrieg, always a pleasure to listen to your stuff. So really good stuff, man. Really good stuff. But yeah, let's move on.